August 9. I am on an airplane to the United States, where I will spend 2 years to continue my education. My government has much invested in my success, so do my family members. Everyone came to the airport to see me off. I am the first member of my family to have this chance.
We have an opportunity that's incredible. And what that is a wave of internationals coming to the States.
This is the first time in the history of the world where so many nations are gathered. That is an unprecedented opportunity for Christian influence, loving, caring relationships that demonstrate the love of God and the gospel of Christ.
I had to wait 2 hours to catch my continuing flight. I went to the restaurant. So many foods I never heard of. Nothing from home at all. The airport was very confusing.
If you will meet them at the airport or even see them within their first couple of months, they are very open to friendship.
August 14. I am living in a co-op house for international students. Nothing is familiar. The music on the radio, the language, the food in the cafeteria.
What I miss most is the setting, the people, the ways. I cannot identify with what is happening in America. I just miss home. I don't know how else to explain that.
One time at a family, the lady said, if you need anything, just holler, you know. And in the dictionary you find that hollers means to shout out, as though in despair, in order to cry aloud. I was at the table and I needed salt. And I thought, you shout in order to get salt.
Most of the good work and most of the cementing of friendships occurs in the first week or 2 or 3 of the semester, because if you know what it's like to go to a strange place and find somebody who befriends you and helps you to find a room and helps you to find a warm coat and to know where the second-hand books are, that person is going to make an imprint on your life.
I registered for graduate studies this morning. I am beginning to feel how hard an American education will be. In my country, with the British system, our grade is based on the final exam only. In the American system, everything counts.
Well, a good number of international students here in the United States will be leaders in their own countries. Not any student comes to the United States, you see. It's, I believe, an elite of students which are chosen from different countries, not able to make it here.
And we have opportunities to work with them, to care about them, and to show ourselves in a way that when they go home in these leadership positions, they can remember that we are not enemies, we are not hostiles.
So many people seem friendly, but removed. They don't seem to want to get involved. Maybe it's my different foreign look.
Befriending an international is like making friends with anybody. The sense of fear of reaching out to someone from a different culture probably stems from a misconception that making friends with someone who has a different cultural and social background from you is something altogether different. It isn't.
August 25. I met an American student, Roy Hewitt, who is also a first-year graduate student. He invited me to a dinner for international students sponsored by a Christian organization. I wonder why he invited me.
The international will often be suspicious of friendship. He will wonder if we're trying to convert him. But I think it helps us to realize that that person is not going to become a Christian because we want him to. That person will only become a Christian because God draws him to himself. An understanding that God is sovereignly at work in the lives of these internationals is very important and very releasing for us as Christians. It enables us to love that person whether they show signs of becoming a Christian or not.
Today, I got a letter from my sister. She wanted to know if I have made any friends with the Americans. I'm not sure how to explain the American way of friendship yet.
Some of our students come from a culture where a friendship is like having a brother or sister or someone else enter your family.
It's so difficult to form personal friendships here. It's difficult to break through, you know, and get into that kind of inner circle. When you meet in the dining hall, great, you talk, you chat a lot, but then it doesn't get personal.
The American student has an opportunity to fill that need for a close family relationship. And the community shares in this. The community can open their homes to the international and become, as it were, a mom and dad.
Community people can contact your foreign student office, or if there is a Christian organization operating on your campus, you could get in touch with them for the names of students who would like to have American friends in the community.
August 28th. I went to the international banquet with Roy. Before dinner, we played volleyball, and after eating, we had a discussion about religion and the Bible. It felt uncomfortable to talk so openly about Christianity. My family would not approve. But it helped me to see that people also listen to my viewpoint as a Muslim.
The most effective way of showing love is through committed friendship, and that means committed through thick or thin. No matter what a person believes, no matter how they live, that we care for them as a friend and as a person.
So many people really want to see an American home, and I've read statistics which tell us too many of these people go home without having been inside of an American home, and too many go home without even an American name or address in their address book, and that's really a shame.
Roy and I are planning to cook a meal together this week. September 2. Classes have begun and I have hardly enough time to sleep. I am constantly unsure about the requirements. So much discussion occurs and everyone else seems to know what to do, but I have so much trouble understanding.
International students are under a great deal of stress, and studies have proven that those who enjoy at least one international friendship, sometimes with a host family, sometimes with another student, are able to do much better than those who never have such a friendship.
September 10. I am feeling more comfortable with the American slang. Today I learned the expression, baloney. September 12th. The International Club met last night. Roy came to the meeting with me. It was good to be around people struggling with the same problems as I am. We talked about how amazed and angry we get at the ignorance of Americans about other countries and customs. They seem so sheltered. Americans have asked me if we have universities in my country.
One of the ways we show that we are interested is reading newspapers and reading books and becoming knowledgeable. The only reason why I took Chinese last summer was to say, I love you enough to look stupid in your language and to say your language is part of your culture, which is part of you, and I will begin to learn Chinese to tell you that I'm interested in you.
Just ask questions. And the international is usually delighted to inform his American friend about his country. And that is the basis for a very wonderful relationship of mutual respect and learning.
I spent all night in the lab trying to catch up. Roy came by at 2 a.m. and it was good to take a break together. October 15. Roy is interested in learning more about my home and customs. He helps me feel I have something to offer, and I am able to speak openly with him. We have been talking about the differences between Islam and Christianity.
They teach us about sensitivity because these people don't believe everything we believe.
The person can come to the place where they say, I trust you. You can talk about anything because he knows he can trust you. He can disagree with you, but he trusts you.
I've gained so much in having friends who really take friendship seriously, who take commitment seriously, and who really want to talk about serious things in life.
Sometimes I feel I have to work twice as hard just to do as well as American students. Many people seem to think that my different skin and accent mean that I am inferior intellectually. And some assume that because I am here from another country, I must be rich. Baloney.
As I remember one of my friendships with a Japanese girl, we constantly compared our cultures, and that was such an eye-opening experience for me to see myself and my culture from her eyes.
We need to have our minds opened and some of our parochial attitudes blown away by the awareness of the highly gifted, intelligent young people that are coming from these countries and the cultural heritage that they bring with them. The Third World has much to offer the United States and European nations that are materialistically highly developed, to be sure, but spiritually and culturally in many ways impoverished.
November 27. Roy invited me to his house for the Thanksgiving holiday. It was interesting to be in an American home and observe firsthand their customs and how they relate as a family. Roy told me that his parents do not share all of his religious beliefs, and this is difficult for him. But they seemed to enjoy being together for the holiday, and everyone made me feel welcome.
A student cannot know what Thanksgiving is about, really. They cannot possibly begin to understand what Christmas is all about if they spend it in a dorm on campus. But by walking through that whole holiday season with an American family who really understand that it's Christ's birthday, that student will go away with a deeper understanding about American life. And that's what the community can do.
I thought this was going to be a lonely holiday without my family and friends. But Roy invited me to a house party in Colorado to celebrate Christmas with about 100 other students. I feel I can participate to a degree because I know Jesus Christ was a good man. But I still have so many questions about this and the faith of people like Roy.
I think it's very obvious that a change in attitude is effected by loving the foreigner in our midst for Jesus' sake, whether he ever becomes a Christian or not. And that change in attitude is vital, in many cases, to the ongoing work of the church in these other nations where these students return.
A Japanese friend of mine went home for a summer, and he talked to 50 Japanese about Jesus that summer. And so he had the language, culture, context, all the things that would take us years to get.
We met for a year and a half, once a week, and we'd study certain passage of the New Testament for an hour. There was one Muslim woman at the end of our whole year and a half together. She said that was really powerful for her. It was because she experienced love within the group.
My hope is that God will provide us the spiritual resources to reach out cross-culturally and to find the patience and sensitivity that we will all need to really love the international student for Jesus' sake.
December 28th. I have returned to the university after a week in Colorado. I feel overwhelmed. During the house party, I met a number of American and international Christians who openly talked about their faith. There is a personal aspect to their religion that I have never seen in Islam. I feel pulled in two directions. There are questions I want to put out of my mind, yet I also want to know the answers. Was Jesus the Son of God? Is there really a way to know God personally, as Roy says? I need time to think about these things. What if my decisions are different than Roy's? Can we still be friends?